Hello, it is Tuesday. How is everyone doing? Merry Christmas. I'm wearing my Christmas pudding jumper again. We are back. We're back to Oni. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing today, but it should be fine. I made a mess of some of my other saves making that video, but it should be fine. Hi Neo. Hi Fungus. How you both doing? Don't worry, you'll have time to earn that fish name. Oh, I made a meme video for my on my YouTube channel. Actually, you know what? Hold on, I might as well play it. Neo's seen the video. Neo knows what I'm talking about, right? Hold on. Let me just find it. Am I okay? No. Let's see. I'll show Fungus very quickly. I thought you might find it funny. Let's see. Just give me a sec. Okay, here it is. Alright, here you go. Brace yourselves. Right, here you go, Fungus.
Oxygen
oh no, it didn't work. Crap. Okay, here you go.
Day in the life of a true
oxygen not included.
geezer. Wake up and meet the wife Susan. My little princess. Isn't she beautiful? Time to take George to football. Rev up the Bugatti. Yee. Quick stop at Toby's. Unload
It's
up
a
that
super
plane.
meme. It's a super British
Get a
meme.
pint.
Video about
It's
British people
looking
being
lovely
stupid.
Today, lads. Just a bit of banter. Chippy makes a 38-0 loss better. Pop down local pride, good old pie, look at that. Susan made dinner, lovely. Pop down, have a couple pints with the lads, and finish up at the Fortress of Dream.
I just thought it was very silly, and I felt like making it. Sometimes I just feel inspired to make a video, and then it just happens. But yes, that was kind of silly. Yeah, I just like editing videos, to be honest. Right, let's actually get over to the game. Right, here we go. Right. Oh, what the heck was I doing a while ago? You can get the sound back. There we are. So we have a room full of steam. We have this volcano room that's full of steam. I did the maths, actually. I did the maths, and we should be able to condense the steam by cooling it with this brine. So the thing is, right, the brine is somewhat cooling the oxygen, but not very much. And I think, so long as the brine retains like about 50% of its temperature, provided it's being dumped in here, the steam will eventually condense, provided we're not putting any other heat sources in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these off. And we're just going to try and get the pressure below 150 atmospheres. And then this should work. So we'll turn those all off. What we have at the moment is we have... I did the maths. I have thermosensors here that detect whether it's too hot, but I'm also going to put in pressure sensors. So let's see. Yeah, Atmo sensors. Actually, I've realized the issue with this. They only go up to 150. Well, that's rubbish. They should really increase the amount of pressure from Atmo sensors. So we can't do that. We're just gonna drop the pressure in here gradually. So in terms of gases, there is steam up here that is slowly being condensed. Brine is running through here, and when it gets to about 85 degrees, it gets dumped in here. We have a little bit of oil in here, so the brine is just constantly dumping up there. There's a little bit of oil that's ended up here as well. I think I might just sweep this at this point. I don't want to spend the whole stream working on this again, but I want to make sure it's at least working, and then we'll figure out something else to do. We're still going up to 30 dupes. I mean, you're a farmer. You could use a farmer. You're mechatronics, but decreased construction does not sound great for that. We already have loads of mechatronics guys as well. We're going to take Ari the farmer. So there we go. Ari can have farming. We need to give other people skills too. Keep getting people towards exosuits. Meep. Yep, we'll get you supplying. Nicola, you can go towards Atmo Suits. Ruby, I guess we'll just give you decorating just to make sure we have people with decorating. And then, let's see. I'm going to adjust these schedules slightly. So Stinky goes here. Ari goes here. There we go. We want 10 people on each schedule. So 2 more dupes. We will give Ari farming. Otto gets operating, and I presume that's just from the exosuit he's wearing, so farming. There we go. That's the priority set. So yeah, let's sweep this up. Someone should come in here and do this. I can see that the salt water is still evaporating in here because we're getting salt dropping in. There is probably a mod. There probably is a mod, but I don't really want to mod gameplay elements, but that is something that, to be honest, it's probably not too bad an addition. The only gameplay affecting mod I have is pliers, and I could probably justify having the Atmos at increased range on that, because that just feels like an oversight from the developers more than anything. But we are getting water in here. Like, when this pumps, we'll know we're getting water. But it's going to take some time. Brian's trying its best. Staying in this pipe. There's barely any actual cooling going through the oxygen at the moment, which is not great. I'll probably need to remix that. But yeah, so long as the only heat sources are the Iron Volcano, then we should be fine. There we go. Yeah, so we have 1 kilogram of oil in here. This isn't opening up unless brine is at a certain temperature. And other than that, it's just looping around and we're continuously cooling stuff. Now the problem... Now, I can see another problem with this. We've got carbon dioxide here. That's not very cash money, so let's actually build an airflow thing here. I was trying to insulate this to get the cooling to be local to this room where we're trying to condense the steam, but that may not be worth it. There's such a low amount of carbon dioxide in there. Like, the rest of this is steam. There's a large amount of carbon dioxide here, but that's not going to cause any issues. I basically just want this carbon dioxide to get deleted because that's preventing heat from transferring from the steam to the water. We have a load of water that's actually getting cooled down, but it's not interfacing with the steam because the carbon dioxide transmits so little heat. So we're going to need to fix that. Also, we've ended up with a problem where there's a lot of polluted oxygen here. I'm not entirely sure why. So I'm actually going to increase this pressure sensor to 4,000. This hasn't erupted in a while. That's probably why. Maybe get some people to come in here and breathe this without suits. I don't know. Yeah, we shouldn't have polluted water off-gassing in here. You know what, Liam? Can you just stay in here? Yeah, you can stay in here for now and remove your suit. I'm sure this will have no negative repercussions. We'll come back for you in a minute. Yeah, let's get this carbon dioxide crushed. This should just crush the carbon dioxide. There's so much steam. Yeah, there we go. It all goes into one tile. I mean, that'll probably drift over eventually. This water should start changing heat. You know what I might actually do? I might actually just put some temperature plates in. That will also help. I can just put them all along this bit here. Yeah, let's do that. Just deconstruct these. There's no point having it just be airflow plates. Man, today has been nuts. It's been phone call after phone call. I was working from home, but I honestly wish I was just working from the office. Because there was... it's just on the phone constantly. But yeah, let's just get rid of this, and then we'll build some regular temperature plates. So I guess we'll make these out of... I guess we'll make them out of iron. We have loads of iron in here. How hot is this iron? Oh, it's quite hot. Yeah, that'll be fine. It gets built at that temperature anyway, so we'll just get people to rush in here. Hello, Mr. Mycelium. Are the odd textures just visual? Yes. This is the True Tiles mod. It is a mod that I installed a while ago. It just makes the tiles look different depending on what they're made of. I quite like it. Liam, you need to get to like a safe zone. There is no safe zone. I feel like that was a slight oversight. Well, how about actually... Someone just already nick your suit. I feel like I told you to drop your suit. Where is it? Let's have a look. I've done goofed. You know, just go back to the base. Let's stop that. Yeah, I like it because it helps me differentiate what materials the tiles are made of. That's the main draw of it to me. But yeah, I understand it's not for everyone. Yeah, let's build these temperature plates. Yeah, this water is starting to heat up. Hopefully it starts condensing again. That brine is getting dumped out. Being pumped through here slowly. Got this Atmo hydro sensor set to 50 kilograms, so we should get fairly consistent pumping going on. We're getting mostly big packets. Yeah, the oxygen cooling, I'll admit, is not great. So we may need to rework this room slightly. But I want to get this fixed first. So let's build these temperature plates. Who's scolding again? What? Why? Why are you in here without... Why are you in here without a suit? Get back to base. Probably because there's a load of worn Atmo Suits that aren't being fixed. We don't have enough reed fiber. We might actually have a big problem because we don't have any polluted water coming in at the moment to feed the thimble reeds. Or rather, they're too cold. Okay. This system here. Let's turn this back up. Let's turn this back up to 1,000. This water is warm again, so that should help. We'll enable this and we'll grow some reed fiber, because if we run out of reed fiber, we're actually in trouble. I feel like some of the systems I built this time around weren't very robust. Like food, sorted. Oxygen production. I mean, actually, we're running out of water here. Who's suffocating? Oh, God. Okay, this isn't a good start. Right, Liam. I should not have let you take your suit off. I didn't realize someone was just going to nick the suit. I mean, there is stuff up there. You'll need to heal up. I haven't had someone suffocate yet, or at least not for a while. Does anyone remember me suffocating a dupe? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, steam pressure is still increasing. But this should allow the... Yeah, so the water is evaporating now, so that's a sign that temperature exchange is going on. So now I just need to close this. And put the airflow tile back in to try and close off the room heat-wise. And I'm just trying this over the steam turbines just to see if it will work, but at the moment I'm getting the impression the answer is no. I could try rebuilding these pipes out of iron as well, but the thing is this is looping. This is looping until it gets the right temperature. So I don't think the conductivity of the metal is the problem. So I'm hoping that's going to be good enough. But yeah, the mass from the saltwater geyser at 95C, plus the mass from the brine geyser, plus the mass from the Iron Volcano, should lead to a net system temperature of about 85 degrees C. That's what the calculation was anyways. But I may have calculated it wrong. Yeah, this steam is just the same temperature as this steam now. Yeah, this is off-gassing. So why is this off-gassing? Oh, because we have a little bit of carbon dioxide in here that's allowing it to off-gas. Is that what's happening? It looks like it to me. I think I'm just going to set this to 0 and just try and pump all the gases out. This isn't actually set up to a filter. So it's probably going to break these over and over again. Let's actually, instead of doing that, let's just set this to vent. Do I want to vent all the natural gas? I don't think I do. No, we'll just damage these. It's fine. We have loads of metal. We'll just damage these. Once we've actually got all the gas out of here, this should no longer be an issue. So we'll just continuously pump. Let's turn this off for a little bit, because we don't want to keep producing natural gas. We'll turn this off for a little bit. This should work once it's full of natural gas, but I think, yeah, we just had a slight issue. The liquid lock has done something a bit funny. We've ended up with a random blob of water here. Is anyone coming to do this? Otto's on his way. He's got the rock. God, I made such a mess of this scene. Well, if we can't produce some reed fiber soon, we may actually be in trouble. Okay, this is growing again. That's good. This is back up to temperature. We just need reed fiber to repair the suits. Also, I think some people ended up peeing themselves because of all the yellow alerts. So there we go. This, I'm not happy with this system as well. I can't find a way to automate this manual radbolt generator so that we don't waste radbolts if we're not researching stuff. So let's just research stuff again just to use the radbolts up. Someone will come here and do this. But yeah, it's funny. There are a lot of things. Hold on. What's going on with the internet as well? Nothing. Right. There are a lot of things that I think went right with this playthrough. Like the hatch ranch definitely went well. You know, I think that may have been the only thing that went well. We did test this build, which is nice. Yeah, we'll persevere for a little bit. But I haven't got a huge amount of faith, if I'm being honest. I don't know. Well, I mean, we definitely pull our way out of it, but is it going to be fun? Who knows? I just want this bit to work. The temperature is going down. This is insulated now. All the stuff is being dumped out of here. So we should have a temperature gradient over here again, which we do. So this should start condensing again soon. Right. Because the next thing to actually do would be to set up some polymer presses in here and get some actual plastic production going. But I think what we actually need to do first is we need to get water from the other... I mean, there's a lot of water down here that we just dumped, to be honest. There's so much random water here that we had to dump because the steam pressure in this room was too high. There is a cool steam vent down here permanently that we want to use. So... I think what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to set up pump. No, this does not need to be yellow there. I'm going to do it here. We'll get this built just to help supplement our oxygen situation. This can be made out of lead, that won't cause any problems. Ah. Right, so that pipe... Do I care about the heat being leaked out into the rest of the map? Not really. So I'm just going to make this out of regular pipe. And at this point we're going to make it out of... granite. Wow, we're almost out of Igneous Rock. Because I've been feeding the stone hatches there. We haven't set up the volcano tamer yet. I think we might actually be in trouble. I think I may have set up a bit too fast and a bit too greedily, because if we run out of rock to feed our hatches... I mean, we have food, so it's not the end of the world, but... that's not something that should happen. There is more rock on the map. We'll find it. But we'll make this pipe out of granite. Because nothing eats granite. Yeah, look at all this igneous rock down here. We shouldn't actually run out. I just need to get people digging again. And once this actual steam room lowers in pressure, then we should be able to focus our mental energy on other things again. So let's go down here. Very satisfying noise. It's clean water, so we will pump that up here. Yeah, like that. And that can go over here. And I guess we'll just bring it down this way. Yeah, and then we'll merge it evenly from the two halves. That seems like a good idea. What's going on with these now? Still too cold. Let's increase this to 1,667. Because that's the amount that's actually being consumed by these plants. I'm actually going to add worn Atmo Suits to the list. Yeah, that's going to be a hassle. This is the first time I've done this in a while, but yeah, our systems haven't quite been robust enough to handle this many people. So we may actually be in trouble. We need more polluted water to pump into that as well. Yeah, these vents are still working alright. That's good. Yeah, we'll just keep pumping this room until it's empty. Although it's... oh, it's not actually going to empty, is it? We need to actually empty this polluted water bit. Otherwise it's going to keep off-gassing and that's just going to cause issues. Because this isn't erupting at the moment. Because we have polluted water, it's not being consumed because the plant's too cold. So maybe I need to put in some... I think what I actually need to do is maybe put in some radiant sections. Maybe just like a couple. I did have some, but I removed them. because I didn't think they were helping at the time. Yeah, we'll do that. Because we have the water, it's just the temperature. It's the issue. This ice is slowly melted over there, that's good. How is this going? Thing is, I need the steam to flow from this room to that room, but because it can flow, it means the heat is conducting over that way. It just doesn't seem like there's actually that much of a temperature gradient anymore. I don't understand the thought process behind putting the generators in the same room as the geyser. Yeah, I think the idea was that the polluted water wouldn't off-gas if the natural gas pressure was high enough. And normally it doesn't. I've done this on quite a few playthroughs and it's worked well. But I think because we weren't completely thorough with not having the carbon dioxide in here, the carbon dioxide is messing it up and causing the polluted water to off-gas through the carbon dioxide. But if it's just natural gas in here and the pressure is high enough, then it doesn't off-gas. But yes, maybe I do need to put these in a separate room next time, just to make it a bit more resilient, because now we're just pumping polluted oxygen out of here and it's just going to be very annoying. And at the moment I've got everyone else making this pipe, and it looks like they've done most of it without me. Yeah, they're having fun. There's lots of granite. I do need to dig up more igneous rock. So there's a big chunk right here. So we can just go like this. And we'll just dig out little bits so we don't have to ladder it. I don't care about the chlorine. I don't care about that. There we go. Yeah, and then they can just access all of this. There we go. No, that's not right. Hold on. Well, it doesn't really matter. There you go. That should be lots of igneous rock for a little bit. There's more over here as well. Actually, you know what? I could probably just dig this bit here like this. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll just do it like this. There we go. Grab some things. So we also need a power wire down here. Thankfully, that there is lead down here, which should make that a bit easier. Gone idle. Who's idle? Oh, we've got idols because the suits are running out. We've got 10, so we're down to 20 out of 30 suits operational. Hmm. Yeah, I want to pump that other water back into spawn, but I will need to filter that because there's a load of salt water in there. It's not actually that much lead. Yeah, I'm glad I did these zigzag staircases. That was a lot faster than laddering. Yeah, if their suits stop working, they're not really going to be able to come down here because there's too much water for them to move effectively through it, and then they're all going to get hypothermia. Wait, actually. I think we just hooked it up here. I don't think we bother with this. I haven't got around to doing transformers yet. Yeah, this water level's actually getting low. I should put in a sensor here so it doesn't pump when it's empty. Let's see. That should be above 50. How's this going? Okay, the steam is cooling down. And it does seem to be... It does seem like there is a heat gradient in the room. Oh, that's because the Iron Volcano erupted as well. I'm sure that will lead to a bit of a heat gradient. Yeah, that appears to be working. I'm just going to yellow alert these. Because we need these plants. If these plants stop working, then that's kind of it. Yeah, the issue is we need heat from this hot water to actually keep these plants warm, because the polluted water is still cold. Let's see. Wow, I didn't expect this Rime playthrough to be this hard. I think I probably just made some big mistakes over the course of the run. I don't think it's normally supposed to be this hard. I'll take building. But we got to try out the spice grinder in the kitchen, and I think that led to the mechatronics guys being more efficient. So that was pretty interesting, although we're not doing any of this at the moment. We refined a load of steel, but we haven't actually got use for it yet, so... Perhaps not the best use of our time when we still needed to improve the resilience of some of our systems. I didn't realize how quickly we're going to get through the reed fiber, like how much of an effect that was going to have on the colony actually failing. Yeah, that's helping. Yeah, so now if we look at the water... I should lose a lot more of its heat. Yeah, there we go. So this needs to be priority 9. These are priority 9, is good. Yeah, we'll get a load of reed fiber from this. I need to move this. I need to move this somewhere else, because the eventual plan is to get rid of all of this stuff. And it would also be nice to auto-sweep the reed fiber. Yeah, Brian's coming back from there. When are we going to get this pipe to function? So we need this wire to work. Let's speed it up. Because if we run out of... It would be kind of ironic to run out of water on this map. We have water in here, but this water is full of plants. Isn't tomorrow the day? Do you mean the day of the new update to Oni? If it is, that might be fortuitous. Oh. Do you know when the puff beds are coming out with the update? Because I got the puff beds, but I haven't seen it yet. Why are you disinfecting this vent? This is germy plant water. Sorry, Pakus, you're living in germy water. Yeah, there is an update to Oni where they're adding a lot of things. They're adding some skins for objects, like the comfy beds and things. There's a couple that are free. It's on the forums. Let me actually... yeah, Neo, if you could put a link in the chat, that would be helpful. Yeah, Fungus did a big video on all those features. Yeah, the suit... I think the suits are all running out at the same time. I think that's the issue. But this hatch thing was a big success. So that... we didn't quite build the Magma Volcano tamer. Right, this needs to be set to above 50. But yeah, I didn't know anything about the date. I haven't had time. I haven't had time to look at the Oni stuff recently. I've barely had time to even play this. And Christmas, just for transparency, I am going to my family's for Christmas, so I'm probably not going to be streaming at all between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. Which is why I'm wearing a Christmas jumper now. I've got to represent holidays. But I will come back. I will come back in January. So the thing about this brine is we're not always getting a full pipe full. So occasionally there is time, like we get down periods where the steam ends up heating up again. But I presume it's like peaks and troughs and it's slowly trending downwards, so eventually this should start pumping out again. Hello Neosa, how you doing? We are persevering. We're actually kind of close to dying a slow death. And the reason for that is not actually food. And it's probably not actually oxygen, because we do have a lot of water. We're building a pump to get to this second steam vent. And we're going to build a pump to harvest this water that we dumped out of the volcano steam room. Heat, not so much. We're on Rime, so... I mean, the oxygen isn't getting cooled quite as much as I'd like, but that's not a problem in this space. It's getting a little warm, but that's not a problem. The problem is our Atmo Suits are all wearing out, and we had a big period where these plants weren't working. Interesting that these plants are too cold now. I think I just need to make this whole pipe iron. But yeah, there was a big period where these pipes weren't working, so we're actually running out of reed fiber. We don't have Drecos. I don't think we found a single Dreco-related thing on this map. And if we run out of fiber for our suits, then we're kind of screwed, because a lot of the stuff that we need to do is in areas where there's not a lot of oxygen. I mean, if I look at the breathability of the outside world, like it's breathable sort of in the base and immediately outside of it. But there's this big region down here where there's stuff that we need to access, and it's not breathable. Like this whole industrial block is not breathable. So we need the suits to work. Well, there's a snazzy suit. That's not exactly what I needed, but I will take it because I don't really want to take any of these dupes. But yeah, exactly. Like they're not going to make it through them. So, yeah, we're kind of a bit close to the precipice of not being reasonable. Can you rush for it to become breathable? Possibly. I mean, we're skimming carbon in the base. There's carbon dioxide here. We do have some oxygen masks, but yeah, oxygen masks. What's the temperature situation like as well? I mean, obviously it's Rime, so it's mostly cold. So temperature shouldn't be an issue. But I feel like if it gets to the point where we can't leave our base with the suits, then we're probably not in a position to really bounce back quickly. And we probably won't die outright, but it will become a lot less fun. Let's put it that way. Oh no, Nightbot got Neo. Rip. Amari's got a skill. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think if we actually build these pipes, we'll be okay. The reed fiber is going quickly, and we are fertilizing it. I didn't want to set up too much automation because we were planning on moving all of this stuff. But I don't really want to do that at the moment. Also, this was... Hold on, no. Let's not make the duties priority yellow. Yeah, let's just do that. But yeah, I spent a lot of time building this setup, and it's been quite cumbersome to manage. The metal refineries have been fine, but the heat balance of getting this Iron Volcano, this Salt Geyser, and the Brine Geyser over here to work was quite challenging. And I tried to do it without steam turbines. And perhaps we just needed to do steam turbines. The steam in here is cooling. We have got brine coming through here again. Hopefully we'll get some condensation going on here. But yeah, we're up to 14 worn Atmo Suits. So, not pleasant. I hope people are actually going to fix these. So, did I make these pipes out of iron? I did. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, people access this room this way. So I guess it's quite a long way to access this room as well. Because we're trying to insulate it from the rest of the base. There's probably... I mean, there is a point, because this room is hotter than the other rooms. But, yeah. Oh, you're gonna go have a look at the timer. Cool. Yeah, there we go. And you earned a skill point. The dupes are certainly getting the skills. 15. Magma Suits. Yeah, people are repairing them constantly as well. You just need the reed fiber. And we're probably not going to have the sustained polluted water output to keep growing a huge amount of reed fiber. We don't have polluted water geysers. So natural gas really is the only source of polluted water we have. Dumping the gas up here. Looks like this is kind of... Okay, no, this is working again. I mean, I know I'm blowing a load of errant gases into this gas storage. That's fine. I just want to get rid of everything in here. And that does mean we have to get rid of all this water. Like, all of it. So I'm going to keep pumping it. I need to turn this off as well. I feel like I have a tendency to design systems that work well if everything is working perfectly, and then if they break, we kind of end up in trouble. So many skill points. But the dupes haven't really gotten stressed out. I mean, when I was discussing with Neo, like the idea for another run would be to try a max difficulty run and see how far we can get with that. But I'm feeling a little disheartened after kind of failing a normal difficulty run. I don't know. We probably haven't failed. These are growing now. These will grow every cycle with the fertilizer. So we may actually be able to get back on top of the suit deficit. How is the water looking? So the pipe's all built. We just need the wire. Just slowly getting built. We're actually out of lead in here. Is there more lead we can dig up in here? That would be helpful. Yeah, let's dig some more of this. Yeah, there we go. That might help. Yes, the idle dupes make me sad. We did make a little bit of petroleum, but not a huge amount. So where is the lead? We have a load of storage bins with lead up here. We moved a lot of the lead up here so that it was near the base. So that would explain why they're having trouble actually building the lead wire down here. Which is ironic, because originally the lead was down here, but because they were running back and forth to the base to do all the wiring, it was just taking ages. And now we've got the exact opposite problem. I'm sad, we haven't done anything with this. I don't think we would do anything with this until late game anyways, but meh. We'll have to come back to it. Yeah, there you go, have some lead. This is all crude oil, it lies. It's not real lead. Fake lead. I've been misled by the frozen crude oil. Oh. Right, I'm going to speed up a little bit. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of working now. So the water comes in at 42.5, it comes out about 38.4. But the plants are at about 25 degrees. So that is working. We are consuming this polluted water very slowly. Oh, okay, we've actually run out. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of good. We need to turn this back off. We need to turn these off if we're going to vent this room completely. Yeah, let's sweep all of that up. You're actually sweeping there? No. I mean, you will grab it eventually. And we'll need to actually sweep this as well. So let's just do that very quickly. Yeah, there you go. And then where are we going to actually dump the polluted water? I guess we put another polluted water thing over here. I think that makes sense. Then we can rebuild these. Okay, you just need to sweep this one bit. Or actually, is that no longer liquid? Oh yeah, we're okay then. It's fine. So now, yeah, we're getting most of the gases out. They're ending up in here. Okay, the number of Atmo Suits is going back down. The number of worn Atmo Suits is going back down. So we're okay. So long as we can produce enough reed fiber to keep repairing our suits, we'll be okay. That's going to be even harsher on max difficulty, because the suit durability will go down faster. I think... I don't know. I haven't actually looked at that. Where does it say the difficulty settings? I don't know. Maybe only when you start. But, I know that is a difficulty setting, so I imagine if I did a max difficulty run, it would involve the suits running out more quickly than usual. So I feel like at this point, if I was going to try a max difficulty run, I would probably try it on a Terra or something where I knew there weren't going to be any immediate issues, just to get familiar with what I need to do again and not overextend. Like, I kind of overextended and got a bit greedy this time. But we might still be okay, actually. I'm getting ahead of myself. I can get rid of this mop command. That's no longer needed. Right, so we'll make this a polluted water storage. You can dump any swept stuff in here, so that should stop off-gassing. This actually hasn't caused us any problems at all, and that has been slowly filling the outside of the world with oxygen. The pressure is actually a bit high. Hello, Lolo42. The fish tag. Fish tag is because I have fish. Here they are. There's Whiskers. Whiskers is being very playful. Whiskers has been very playful all day today, and I'm not really sure why. But Whiskers is the channel mascot. So everyone post your Whiskers emotes if you have them. But yes. We have fish in game as well. We have some Pacu. We're not breeding them. I have done proper Pacu breeding in a lot of my runs. And you can find those on YouTube. This playthrough has been interesting. It's not... like, the base is pretty good, but we've had some serious problems, and... Oh, what's going on here now? Why are these not working? Oh, the light's turned off. Oh, because this is all natural gas powered, so we do have to keep running these. Well, the problem is now we've got a mix of gases in here, so we're going to get polluted oxygen off-gassing again, and we're not producing any natural gas in this room at the moment. So that's going to be annoying. So I think what I actually need to do is... Oh, we have backup coal power. I forgot about that. We have loads and loads of coal. These hatches are producing loads and loads of coal. So, yeah, we'll just run off the backup coal power for now. That's fine. I'm glad I had the foresight to set that up. These aren't growing because there's no polluted water, and there actually isn't any polluted water for the thimble reeds. Ah. Okay. We need more polluted water. There's polluted water over here. This is not how this is supposed to go. I think we will have to break into here and take this. But I think we're actually going to run out of Atmo Suits. I think they're all going to run out of durability, and we're not going to get this done. I think is what's actually going to happen. Do we have polluted ice? Actually, we can melt a load of polluted ice in here, maybe. How much polluted ice do we have? We have 10 tons. That's not bad. So we just make a load of polluted ice temperature plates on yellow alert. And then we can dig more polluted ice. We're not going to dig out the freezer because that's not very cash money. If there's blocks of polluted ice, we'll take those. There are blocks of polluted ice. Yeah, this is all polluted ice. So we'll dig this up as well. I mean, you should melt it to get twice the mass out, but I don't think we have that option. There's polluted ice over here as well. That's actually quite easy to grab. Yeah, we'll just dig all of that. Just ladder across here. That does not need to be priority 9. Well, that could be priority 9. Yeah, this game is not very multi-threaded. Feels bad. But yeah, as soon as we build these ice plates in here, they should melt. Let's see. Stinky's doing his job, having featured in the previous video. Yeah, if I look at the actual suit durability, I guess I'd have to take it off to show that. Are these even going to melt? Because this isn't going to erupt for another 40 cycles. Uh-oh, they ain't melting. Because there's not enough gas in here. Well, that's not ideal. The liquid lock filled itself back up. We're in trouble. Do I just dump... I can't just dump the petroleum down here. I could just dump... I could run the oil past this. This oil is hot and it keeps coming out. Yeah. I may actually have to do that. So... Well, this is certainly not what I thought I was going to do today. I had a plan, and the plan now is to actually just survive. So I think what we do is put like a radiant bit down here. We don't want to boil this though. We make it insulated going down here. Then radiant pipe here. Then liquid bridge, radiant pipe. Then just regular pipe, I guess. And that will preferentially go this way. And then when that backs up, it'll go this way. I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'll just get it built. So I guess, actually, this can all be priority 9. This is not going to melt immediately anyways. But we should be able to get it to melt quite easily. But yes, this is definitely not what I thought I'd do today. We made all that steel and we don't really have anything to do with it. Oh look! Okay, so the steam is actually condensing in this room. We got it cold enough. So the steam is condensing, we're starting to pump it out. Where is that water going again? We're just dumping it up here at the moment for the plants. What I should actually do is I should set that up to go into the electrolyzers as a backup plan, because that's hot water as well. So yeah, if none of the other steam vents are working, then we'll hook that up. So I'll make that a regular junction there. Send that pipe this way. And then we'll bridge it on here, so that pipe's not backed up, it will flow that way. Yeah, that seems okay. Cool. Yeah, because we don't really need much more water up here. I mean, it is good to keep the temperature of this up. Are your electrolyzers all running off one cool steam vent? They were for a little bit. It was too much. There was a big pool of water here, but we had other cool steam vents. We had this one down here. We were going to hook it up. We just kind of didn't quite do it in time. That was actually the purpose of this saltwater evaporator, was to get clean water from just heating up the Iron Volcano. So now that that is actually working, we can send that water over there as well, and we should before it overflows. It won't actually overflow because we've got the airflow tile here. And we shouldn't get any pressure damage because the steam pressure isn't high enough. The pressure is actually decreasing. Hopefully we can get it back down to reasonable levels, and then once we do that, we can put the polymer presses and things in here. That was the plan anyways. Now we just need to melt this polluted water. It's going to require getting that pipe done. In fact, that needs to be priority 9. Everything else needs to be priority 8. Yeah, make that priority 8. Yes, that's one thing that they're adding in the test build, which I'm really happy about. They're going to... I've got a mod that just calculates the eruption and total averages for you, because you can calculate it yourself. I just don't feel like whipping out my calculator and doing the multiplication every time. But the devs have also decided that's not great, so then they're just adding this to the game, straight up. I really like it when devs just implement mods and make them official, if they're really simple like that. Not sure why I have water here. These vacuums have mostly held up pretty well. We ended up with polluted oxygen in 1. Not that it's actually been relevant at all this run. Yeah, let's get this water melted. Oh, what on earth is the thumbnail going to be for the video? Okay, so building the radiant pipe was enough to melt some of it. Or, well, that didn't seem like a lot. Yeah, now we're getting all the off-gassing again. But our objective is just to get this worn Atmo Suit counter down to 0. Need the polluted water again. Okay, there we go. It's starting to melt again. That's good. Obviously, this is going to be really cold polluted water, but we have it looping with the heat from the water down here, so I'm hoping that'll be good enough. And then, in the meantime... Yeah, they haven't got around to building that pipe yet. Yes, I'm glad this has kind of worked. Yes. I'm slightly sad, but that's fine. It's good to remember occasionally that this game is actually difficult and that I can't just do whatever I want. But I think considering the new update is coming out tomorrow, I think I will probably take the hit and just restart with the new update. But we are going to try and solve these problems as much as we can before we wrap up. And I've got another 2 hours, so we'll see if we can stave off the Atmo Suit death. At the very least, everyone can enjoy the facilities. I don't think I broke anything when I was recording that video, because I go into sandbox mode when I make the YouTube videos, like the memes and things. And I don't mess around with the main save. And I'm hoping I remember to do that before doing everything. I don't think I've broken anything because of that. Usually it's stuff like door missions that I change for videos to lock people in rooms and get them to do stuff. Yeah, so we've got polluted water again. Let's see what's going on here. So the water is obviously very cold. These plants are decreasing in temperature again. So that's not good. The water is very cold. This water is also not actually very hot. It must be said. I mean, this water is hot, but that water is not going to end up over here. There's actually a little bit of a temperature gradient on this. No! Don't fertilize the plants that are too... Yeah, we shouldn't be feeding them with the cold polluted water. That's just what we shouldn't be doing. Because that's having a much more of a thorough... that is cooling the plants down a lot more than that pipe is heating it up. I could turn this back up to max. That would help. So, Spaced Out, if you've never played Spaced Out. Well, I tried doing a one dupe... Okay, look, just stop. Just go. I did a one dupe per planet run where I started on the metallic asteroid. So it was part of the bigger cluster. Oh my god. Okay, fine, just do it. Just waste the fertilizer. I don't mind. I had fun with the metallic asteroid because you find a lot of interesting metal to start with. You can find refined metal there as well. There's like veins of refined iron. So that's quite straightforward, and you get the larger cluster, including like the radioactive ocean asteroid, like and a few other planets. So I quite like that. I haven't done the starter one with like the Terra asteroid and things. Maybe we'll do that for the max difficulty challenge, because that will have less stoops in it. So it probably is worth doing a smaller cluster with that, just to see if it would work. Yeah, I think what I actually need to do, yeah, we'll increase the flow on this again. Hopefully that'll work well enough. And I won't have to actually rejig all of this. And then this is running through the oxygen, so that's not really conducting a huge amount of heat, is it? See what the temperature of this does. Okay, the temperature is increasing again, that's good. The problem with this setup, the fundamental problem with this setup here, is because the temperature of the water fluctuates based on how much ice is melting and how much hot water is being poured in. The flow rate needs to fluctuate to actually keep these plants at the correct temperature. So this is not a good long-term system. And the fact that we're actually reliant on it to escape the base is probably actually what's killed the run. I think if there was one thing I was going to do differently, it would be to have a much more straightforward thimble reed setup. Because you do need it to build the suits. And this whole base was designed around having the suits. We're still building this pipe. That's not actually a problem though. But at least this machine is somewhat working. It took too long to get it online. But we are getting the water out of it. We will get the iron out of it once the steam pressure drops again. I think we have been getting some iron out of it because this iron is quite hot. We have 18 tons of iron and we turned a lot of it, the previous lot, into steel. So that was fine. Yeah, these plants are heating up again. That's good. Okay, I'll re-enable that. Yeah, we've got loads of idols now. Yeah. So the other issue was, we got people out in exosuits before they had the suit sustainability training, which actually reduces the amount of exosuit damage the suits take. And I didn't realize how important that actually was. Does anyone know the exact numbers? I think it might be 50%, but that's just my intuition. Yeah, that would have been helpful. I don't think any of these skills mattered at this point. Yeah, masks. Masks are pretty good. The dupes still end up quite slow because they're running through, like, noxious gases. So they still get the eye irritation. And it doesn't help with scalding, so it wouldn't have helped with this room. But yeah, it's pretty good. So this water level is going up as the steam continues to condense. I wonder if this is actually going to overflow as a room. It looks like it might. I want to see that happen. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get there. So what happens at that point? Does it just completely fill with water? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, we did masks originally. Perhaps what I should have done is just design the base with the masks and then swap them out with the Atmo Suit docs eventually. And just taken longer to do it. Yeah, so this room actually fills up completely with water. But you still have the steam coming in through here, so that's okay. And then if water condenses in here, that's not necessarily a problem, because eventually it will all end up over here being pumped. But this does demonstrate that the calculation was right. Like, there is enough cooling between those two geysers to condense the steam. Because we had a lot of steam in here, and the pressure is already reduced. Yeah, Atmos for scalding specifically, and then masks until you have sustainable reed fiber. And by sustainable reed fiber, I don't mean this, because what's going on with these plants now? Yeah, they're still too cold. Maybe we actually need temperature plates in here. Oh, actually, no, I think I know what I need to do. I need to make this radiant pipe as well down here. That would probably help. Let's make it out of lead. Let's get it done. No, we don't have any aluminium. We could make some with the metal refinery. I know aluminium is the best conductor, but we're just trying to build with what we've got at the moment. And I don't think the conductivity of the metal is actually the problem with this setup. I think the problem with this setup is just we've got the pipe of cold water. What we should have actually done is pipe the polluted water into a bit with a thermosensor around the hot water until it was the right temperature, and then sent it to the plants. Temperature plates can help transfer heat from air to plants. I meant the volcano, it's silver. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's an iron volcano. That's why I bothered with this, because the heat was substantial. The heat from the aluminium would be even more, but it was also so we could make steel. Yeah, and I just wanted to try this, because I tried it once before and it didn't work at all, because that was like really early on. Wow, we're getting a lot of snazzy suits today. Can we just get the reed fiber instead? You know, please. Yeah, aluminium's a lot of heat. But yeah, the other issue with this is the dormancies are a thing. This salt water is no longer erupting, so that's not helping to cool the volcano here. We are still pumping in the brine, but that brine will keep up. Why have we got polluted water in here? How do we get polluted water in here? Have we been sending polluted water to the place? I guess it doesn't actually matter if we send polluted water to the place. Like, at all. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Whatever. Oh, right, we opened up that tile. But the water isn't the issue, it's the temperature. So we built those radiant pipes. That water is still heating up a little bit. Try building the temperature plates as well. Just to see what it does. And these are, yes, and these plants are now too hot because we're running the full pipe's worth of hot water through here, so now the Bristle Blossoms are dying. Yeah, this was just a terrible idea, trying to run 2 different plants off the same pipe and not having a thermosensor. This was a really bad idea. I don't really care about the Bristle Blossoms that much. We have loads of food. It's just something to put in the hatch ranch. But, I mean... yeah, everything's just kind of falling apart. We have 18 worn Atmo Suits now. So only 10 people are able to leave the base at a time. So not much is actually getting done. Did you ever end up finishing that wire? Almost. It is still priority 9. Still priority 8. Those temperature plates are priority 9. We did build up some reserve oxygen in these infinite storages, but that will run out soon. Yeah, who's doing this? Nicola is. Who's made a mess? Why are people making a mess? The bathrooms should be working. The bathrooms are working. I think the actual answer is, even with the schedules we've got, 10 dupes for 2 bathrooms is probably not good enough. I think we would need to make another set of schedules. But at this stage, I don't think I'm even going to bother, because that's not the biggest issue we have. I think if you had 2 bathrooms for the entire base, you would make 5 schedules. And then you probably have enough time for everyone to go to the bathroom. Well, that was the wrong button. Nowhere to go. That's kind of prophetic about the dupes not having anywhere to go. Yeah, I guess we just watch Nicola for a little bit. We need this wire to work. We need the water. We should prioritize this as well now. I could probably pump this as well. But this wire is almost done anyways. And this one won't require filtering. So now we just need these to be done. So I'm going to yellow alert these. So that's... yeah, there comes Nicola. Are you literally just going to have to build it? That would be good if that was the case. This goes dormant in 11 cycles. That's fine. Yeah, there's more lead for you to grab in here as well. That's good. So you're actually just grabbing granite. The pipe. Someone else must be coming down here. Hello. Yeah, that's still overpressure, so that's not really been... That's been erupting a little bit, but not particularly well. But once the steam pressure reduces, this will erupt properly again. Not that that's actually the problem anymore. Yeah, these aren't growing, they're still too cold. We'll have it on their list. I think people are just doing that pipe now. We've got a few people on their way, but they're not very fast. I do like how this looks. But yeah, I think 30 was probably too big. I think probably 15 or 16 would have been the right amount. Enough people that we could just run it off one cool steam vent. And don't overproduce food. Don't overconsume things. Because we way overproduced food here. There you go. And Ara's like, well, I supplied the lead, but I'm not going to build it. That's someone else's job. I guess it's May's job. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So we're getting water through that now, that's good. So we won't run out of oxygen, at least. These storages are still all pretty full. Could put in some more hydrogen plants. Sadly, we never made the centralized power either. That was on the list at some point, but we probably got a lot of power hanging around in places where we don't need it. Okay, the plants are growing again. That's good. Yeah, how's that going? How's that pipe looking? Okay, so this is splitting now. So we're going to get half of that going to the Bristle Blossoms and half of that going to the electrolyzer. And if this pipe is full, it will just all go to the Bristle Blossoms. Okay. No, these aren't growing again. Let's see if the iron makes a difference, or the temperature plates. If not, then we may have to just actually change how this works. That polluted water in the loop now is... Okay. Yeah, that's growing again. Good. Unfortunately, we just need the polluted water to run by any means necessary, so... What can I do? This whole room is just full of polluted, polluted oxygen now. So I'm probably not even going to bother running these. What do we do? What do we actually do for the rest of the stream? Because I think I've pretty much accepted at this point that we're not going to run this base past the end of the day. So what do we do with the remaining time we have on this base in Oni? Because I think we're going to get the suits back up and running. I kind of want a project to work on in the meantime, and I'm not 100% sure what to do. Everyone's kind of idle in the base as well. Anyone got any ideas? It's not that there's no hope, it's that the new update is coming out tomorrow, and it's kind of giving me a reason to want to restart, and we're kind of like the base is kind of struggling as it is. So that's mainly what it's about. Like we would persevere if it was just that we were having a bit of a tough time. But the update is coming out as well, and frankly, I want the hermit to join the colony. Well, I don't know. People have been saying it's coming out tomorrow. Hmm. Well, I just wanted something to actually do in the base. Botanical analyzer. We don't have any. We don't have any mutant seeds. How about design for an automated fish farm? I'm trying to make it so that only fully grown fish get dropped into the tank. Yes, I do. That is something that we can actually do today because we have algae. Yes, I will. I think that's what I'll do. I'll show off the how to build the fish farm, or at least how I like to do it. So I'm just going to save it quickly, and I'm going to load up my image, and then we'll start building it based off the image. I won't put the image on screen. But yeah, I'm going to open that up. Yeah, I know there was placeholder art regarding George and his little shack. Let's see. I believe I saved this as Aku Tank. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go and have a look at the previous base I did, because that had a fully functioning Paku tank. And we're going to rebuild it in this space. So I'm not sure what save it was. We'll have a look at the saves. We'll have a look at the saves and we'll see what we can find. You've been trying using an incubator and dropping left and right using doors. Yes, I think the way of doing it with fish is just managing it with conveyors, managing the eggs. And yeah, it'll make a lot of sense once I show you the build. I can't remember what save it's on. Oh, why did I load this? This is the one dupe per planet challenge. It's definitely not going to be on this. Well, we'll build it anyways, because I want to build it. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. I'll have a look at the website as well. I do also actually want to continue that Noita run from yesterday as well, because we got to a real winner with the Vampirism perk and Fungal Shifting Toxic Sludge and Poison to Blood. So we have a lot of healing in that game. We have Explosion and Fire Immunity. So I may continue that as well. I need to wait a little bit, because there's only one spell left for me to cast in that game, and I do want to get that achievement. Right, let's have a look. You get to see all the other bases. This is a much better base. Yeah, this is definitely something. I think this is probably exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. And we'll move it over. I think this is better than the one I previously had a picture of. Right. I've got that picture there. Yeah, yeah. Some people like to have their breeder tank empty into a one-tile pond. I don't do that. I give the fish the space they deserve. So we had a lot of fish-related lag. But, yeah. Right, I'm going to go back to the main game now, because that looks sufficient. I don't think there's anything too complicated on the overlay. I mean, this isn't actually related to the fish breeder. Okay, let's go back to the actual save. But yeah, you don't need the incubators. There's a specific workflow for doing it. And you just use the fish feeder and conveyors really, or at least this is how I do it. Yeah. Yeah, there is one thing about this game is that the critters do lag things out in general. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build it in this little zone. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm just covering my OBS screen at the moment with the image, so apologies if I don't see something important. Right, so we are going to make... I'm going to set this all to priority 8 so that the dupes can get all the important stuff built first. But yeah, doors there. We do need the breeder tank to be completely separated, so we'll need tiles. And just regular tiles will do, so I'll make these out of granite. And then deconstruct these. Doesn't Clay normally release updates on Thursdays? Yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. They probably do. We have some Clay ambassadors in the chat, so I think I can probably confirm that. Right. Let's remove the ladder. Put the ladder on this side. Does that actually make a difference? I don't think it makes a difference. We'll keep the ladder where it is. Oh, I'm going to get confused otherwise if I don't. So we'll just build it exactly like it is on the image. So we need tiles. I guess I can make these out of mesh tiles. I'm going to make them out of granite. So the important thing is you have a separate room up here with the chute in it where the eggs go. So we'll put the conveyor chute in here. I imagine this will actually get built pretty quickly just because there's a lot of idle dupes in here. So I like to put the fish feeder in the middle. You don't have to, but I think it looks pretty. I tend to put a surfboard over here as well, so we'll put some mesh tiles here. Probably didn't actually need to remove those. And then you can rearrange a few of these things. So then I'll put a door there and a mesh tile here. And then I want to actually fill this room with water completely. So this level will be higher than this level. We're dumping a load of water in here at the moment, so the water level should slowly rise anyways. And for now, I'm just going to put a door here so that we can enter and exit and it's still treated as a room. So we've effectively got 3 different rooms that the fish will be in. We've got this room where you have the main breeder. You have this room where you have the backup fish. And then you have this room, which is where all of the remaining eggs go. And you keep these doors open, but you use them to separate off the rooms. You don't actually need this one, but I put it in there anyways, because then we can make this into a rec room with the surfboard. But I won't build that stuff until after the actual fish tank is done. So let's see. Auto sweeper goes there. We'll just use lead for all of this. So this auto sweeper will be able to reach in this whole bit, which is why I've designed this room this way. So it'll access all of the water within the breeder section. And then we'll put a conveyor loader in. I can go here. I like to put an event here just so that we can drop water in here. So I'll do that. You can you can literally just stick a vent here because that will overpressure when the tank is full. So you may as well. And you want this room to be full because otherwise the fish feeding behavior is a bit weird. But yes, we need a conveyor chute in here as well. And then we need some automation. We need critter sensors. And this is something I need to go back and check because I got this wrong last time and I didn't realize for a while. There's 2 critter sensors. One opens the door and one controls the door and one controls the chute. Is rocketry worth taking a dupe for? It seems like it's only rocket speed. I'm going to be honest. When I did my 1 dupe per planet playthrough and we were flying dupes around everywhere, rocketry did not help at all. Like, the speed buff wasn't worth it, and we needed the dupes to have interests and skills and everything else. I think it may be worth it having a pilot, like, once you're very late game, and you're doing, like, a lot of, like, repeat missions for, like, drill cones and stuff. With, like, drill cones and stuff, but I really don't think it's worth it until the very late game. Just having anyone in the rocket will do. So we need some power in here as well. So let's just hook this all up to the I guess this wire. Yeah, so that water will dump out here. But yeah, the actual bonus from rocketry is so low. I think they need to increase it, to be honest. They need to increase that. And then, well, I don't know. I don't know whether it's a need, but I would like it if they increase the bonus from rocketry and they decrease the general rocket speed. So you had more of an incentive to have a pilot. But then, the trade-off of that is, if you're doing spaced out early on and you need to leave the planet, you need, like, you'll need sometimes just to send a random dupe up in a rocket with an outhouse and nothing else, just to actually survive. So, it's pros and cons. Probably the sort of thing that's best solved by a mod, to be honest. Depending on your personal preference. Right, so this room will slowly fill up. We can just dump a Pacu egg in here manually. So, allow manual use, sweep only, Britta egg. We'll just grab a fry egg. There's loads of them. So we'll just grab, let's see. That one's pretty well incubated. We'll grab that one and put it in here. I like your mods to be utility only for the most part. Yeah, me too. I don't like changing it too much up from the base game. But, yeah. It's just a personal preference thing. Right. I am going to go back and check the actual settings for these critter sensors. Because I got this wrong last time. That was the one thing I should have actually looked at. So, this one. I can't believe I've been streaming this game for almost a whole year. I've been streaming other games as well, to be fair. But, like, ugh, I can't believe it's been a whole year. It's been a good year. I've enjoyed it. Realistically, I'd be playing this game anyways. And it's been nice sharing it with people. Even if I'm probably not actually the best at it, I'm definitely good enough to not usually die. And yeah, feels nice. Let's go have a look at the critter sensors. Yeah, so these are set to send green signal if below 1, and I think they're just both set to below 1. You could actually just... oh yeah, you need both critter sensors because they need to work based on the different rooms they're in. So I'll go and build those, and then I'll explain why you have them below 1. You're going to end up with baby fish in the breeding tank. So what the end goal is you'll have 2 fish in the breeding tank. You'll have one that's laying all the eggs, and then you'll have one fish that's a backup that will basically swim in as soon as the breeding fish dies. And that will be tame, so that you have the continuous breeding no matter what. There are other ways of doing it, but this is just the way I've ended up doing it. The way I ended up figuring out how to do it. So you set it to below 1. So if there's not a critter in here, or an egg, it will open up this chute, and the next egg from the main breeder will go in here. And then equally, if this is set to below 1, critters and eggs. So if the breeder fish dies, because there won't be any eggs in here, if the conveyor is working properly, then this door will open, and then the fish will be let out of here. I like calling it the king and the prince. Like when the king dies, the prince takes the throne. But yeah. So that should work. So we're gonna dump an egg in here. Oh, I didn't actually set this to sweep, did I? Oh, hold on. Are people dumping... have I got another sweep-only storage bin somewhere? Bollocks. I bet I do. Okay, not that one. I do have a habit of doing that sort of thing. We don't actually need to do it like this. We could just use an auto sweeper to do this. So let's do that. This room is not perfect for this. You would ideally do this in a 9-wide room, or have it be like a flat room rather than this higgledy-piggledy setup. But it's okay. We'll just improvise a little bit. In fact, what I'm actually going to do is... No, that's where the pump is. No, that looks rubbish. We'll just do this. You have a method, it's just really big. Highlander fish. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with chat at the moment. Okay, we'll put that loader in there. This can just go... this. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the sort of thing where a dedicated build would really help. Like critters, I find that brute forcing critters generally doesn't work very well. Okay, so forget this. We actually want this to be critter eggs, but we want to turn it off at the moment. So yeah, you're going to priority 8 build that. How are the suits actually looking? Okay, we're back to 10 suits. So they are fixing all the suits. That's good. We made a big mess of this room there. And this, so the actual fish feeder, you start you start off doing things a bit differently. So what I do is I build a storage bin and I fill that with algae, and then I have an auto sweeper up here, and that will move the algae 1 kilogram at a time into the fish feeder. And you need to set that all up before you start feeding the fish, or before the fish hatches. And that's very important because the fish needs to eat from the feeder to tame itself. It gets like a status, like ate from feeder, that lasts for like 1.5 cycles whenever it eats from a fish feeder. The amount eaten doesn't matter. It's just the fact that it's eating repeatedly from the fish feeder is what tames the fish. We'll put the algae in here. So you load it up with a very small amount so that the fish is constantly feeding from the feeder, because it's constantly hungry. It's not eating enough algae to actually stop being hungry. And yeah, the seeds. Yeah, don't. Not only should you not feed them the seeds because they take so long to eat the seeds that they don't actually tame in time to tame before they die as an elderly adult. If you leave a seed in this room, and it eats it accidentally, it will often just hatch from the egg and eat the seed accidentally before you can do anything. If it does that, then you're going to be delayed in setting up your fish, because it's going to not get hungry again for ages. So you set that to a lower priority than the storage bin. We dump all the algae in here. Looks like everyone's going to grab the algae here. That's good. I despair. These... We have fertilizer to spare, so I don't really mind too much, but like, make sure that your plants are actually growing consistently before fertilizing them. Otherwise you're just wasting fertilizer. Right, so this is going to grab... I'm just going to set this to grab eggs for now. So what we want this to do, we want this chute to go... up here. So it will drop an egg off in there if it gets the chance. And if this bit is full... Okay, so first of all, it will drop the first egg off in here. It will hatch, the prince will swim out into here, this door will close. The next egg will go in here. You'll have another fish in here. So you'll have one fish in here, one fish in here. Then this chute will close, and then you dump the extra fish up here. Something. And then you either seal this off completely or have a door here that's closed. And the fish will hatch and flop into this bit where they're then wild, and then they're laying their regular wild eggs. Or not wild, glum eggs, because they're not being fed. So I'm not sure they even get glum. Yeah, they are glum. Okay, that's fine. And you've got to make sure the Pacu aren't cramped. So typically don't have a door on this bit. Because if they're cramped, then they won't lay the things. Another important thing. You need to have this body of water completely separate from this body of water. You can't use mesh tiles to separate them off, because the Pacu will think they're in the same body of water, and even though ranches don't work that way, the Pacu will get cramped. So you need to separate it off completely, like this. Don't even have it overflow like this, because that won't work either. So now we're loading this up one at a time. That's good. Renner's food poisoning, that's manageable. So this should also be set to eggs and fish. I'll set this to food as well, just because if any Pacus die down here, I want the food to be up here. But what you'd actually do is you'd separate the food off to go to the kitchen. Okay, yeah, it looks like they're handling the suits a bit better now. Yeah, these are growing again. All the Bristle Blossoms are dead, but whatever, we have enough food for now. So yeah, this is continuing to fill up. Get our mechatronic guys in here. We need to hook up this conveyor as well. So actually what I should have done is just this. It doesn't matter. Cancel this. Deconstruct this. These can just go to the same destination. Right, so all the eggs are being loaded into this conveyor thing, which is not ideal. But yeah, the eggs should all float down here because there's no tiles here. So these auto sweepers should cover the whole water, even if it goes up here a little bit. We'll try not to let it get up that high. Yeah, we're on cycle 200. Not bad, not bad. You end up with massive amounts of leftover seeds, so I thought fish farms. I haven't got the Goldilocks farm yet. This is nice though, it definitely works. I like the routing through the drop-off. Yeah, this has worked for me a lot, and it's relatively easy to set up. The only thing you really need is mechatronics, and then the actual fish feeder. So we drop the egg off in there. We have one egg in there, so the chute has stopped working. This egg will hatch in about 1.5 cycles. The room is empty, so there's no seeds for it to eat. This is loaded. All the other eggs are going up here. So, yeah. I guess we'll just speed it up and wait for it to work. Got omelets. I really shouldn't be taking any more dupes, but I want to get to 30 dupes because we've set up the base for 30 dupes, and this is probably the final streams of this colony. So we're gonna take Barney. Barney's not bad, just don't let it do husbandry. We needed another plumber. We only had one plumber, so we'll get two just in case. There you go. You get your little plumbing hat. You get to go on this schedule here. I'm definitely going to set up more schedules if I'm going to do minimal bathrooms like this again. Because we are getting some people wetting themselves. Just because these are like always on the go. We got some skills. Let's see, Liam. Flying. It's all good. So yeah, let's speed it up. Oh yeah, look, the steam pressure is actually reduced in here again. So yeah, this water is all condensing. Obviously this has stopped erupting, so that helps with the steam pressure. Eventually, we're not going to have steam in here, it's all going to condense. So now that we know the actual amount of liquid is being handled, we can turn these on again. We've set them to stop working if the steam gets above 110 degrees. So it should be fine. It takes about 4 cycles for a packet to go from fry to adult. I think it's 5. Let's see, do we have a little fry? We do have a little fry. They're so cute. It doesn't say, but I've seen them go at 5 cycles. There's actually some little fry in my real tank, but what they like to do is they like to hide under the driftwood, because the platies, they do like to eat their own young. Like they'll pop out the young live, and then they'll be like, "Ooh, free meal," and then they'll eat the baby shortly after giving birth. And if they don't eat it, Whiskers will. Whiskers loves eating little baby fish. But a couple do survive, And I can't see them at the moment, but there's one fry that grew up that's about the size of an adult now. So yeah. Yeah, let's speed up. But yeah, it's good because I know some people have the platies and they just run out of, like, they run out of space in their tank because all the babies survive, so they end up with like dozens of fish in their tank, and then it gets really overpopulated because the fish don't know what they're doing. They're just having fun. But yeah, we'll heat this up a little bit again. We're not going to have a huge amount of water coming through here, so we do need to keep this steam as steam now. We need to stop condensing it. We have done the objective of the stream, which was to get this working. But yeah. Let's keep going. So yeah, you'll be another day. Yeah, we're slowly getting there with these. Oh, we have a load of fish over here. Wait, what happened? Oh my god. So I think the polluted ice actually contained buried pacus. I did not know that about Rime. Okay. I played... How many hours have I played this game for? If you find polluted ice and it has like a buried object in it, then that's a pacu. How have I not noticed that? Where else is there some? I guess you can't really see... Oh yeah, look. Yeah, there's some buried objects. Yeah, so these buried objects will be pacu. That's very interesting. Here's Susan, the puffed. I'm not sure where this puffed came from. They're the only puffed on the map. Yeah, we've got plenty of water to our electrolyzers now. We have lots of different sources. So we're not going to worry about oxygen. I was going to move all this stuff and now put the fish farm here. That's fine. I don't think we need more hatches. So not a lot of heat is actually being transferred over from this water. I feel like it's just the low atmospheric pressure in here that's doing it. I think what we actually need to do is just remove this. Remove that, put an airflow tile in there, and then the carbon dioxide will sink down here or something. Yeah, let's do that. So if we make these airflow tiles, then we just end up with the high pressure oxygen in here, and that better conducts the heat, and then that should help with this. So if you're interested in playing around with it, a counter, a cycle sensor, a critter sensor, and a memory toggle should allow you to only release adult fish. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because I guess this isn't breeding well. There's a little baby fish in here, and that can happen occasionally. I've seen it happen. But yeah, I'll tell you what, if you have an example of that, feel free to post that on the Discord, because I have a Discord where we share only builds and stuff, memes and things. So yeah, feel free to put that there. Because one of my problems as well is once I find a build, I often settle to do that build and then I stop innovating it. Like, I built this on like a couple of runs now and it's worked well enough, so I haven't bothered. This I'm definitely going to rebuild on future runs because this has worked perfectly pretty much since I set it up with the hatches. And our problem now is actually that we're running out of stuff to feed the hatches because it's been running so well. And that's what's actually given us most of our food. So this is a build I'm going to take away from that. Who's scolding? I'm not sure why people are getting randomly scolded. There should not be any ways to actually leave the base other than through the Atmo Suit docks. I think it's just because we've got worn suits. But we are actually reducing that count again. So that's good. I'm quite happy with this. This has worked pretty well. Although the vent is now overpressurized, so you know that's not great. I think I'm gonna stop putting the natural gas generators in the room. I'm just gonna have it just be natural gas in here and not try and finagle it with the polluted water. As that seems more risky than anything. We basically had to turn this all off because I didn't feel like pumping this. Anyways, I said I was going to speed 2 and I never did. Also, you do actually need to be a little bit careful with the conveyors. You want to make sure the conveyors don't actually go in the rooms at all when they're running. You want to make sure that there's never a point where the fish are cramped, because if the fish do get cramped at any point, then they stop laying as many eggs, and the egg production rate decreases overall. So you want the conveyor to be entirely... You want it to be entirely outside of these 3 rooms when it's running. Theoretically, you can make a self-sufficient puff ranch that maintains itself indefinitely. That's something I haven't got around to doing it either. I've threatened to do it a few times. Yeah, harvest that. Harvest that refiber. I've threatened to do it a few times, but I haven't actually gotten around to doing it because the actual puffed management has kind of broken my brain. That's definitely something I need to actually do a proper build for at some point. But on a different run than this. There you go. Enjoy that, Nicola. We want at least one more dupe. We want to get to 30 dupes. Yeah, good that this is all growing again. Yeah, I had an idea that was pretty similar to this setup, except it had 2 of these rooms, and one of them contained a puff prince so that you get the right eggs. But yeah, you do basically just need a load of extra rooms to separate off all the different puff types. So it can be kind of annoying. Wow, I've got a lot of people watching me today. That's nice. It's a shame. It's a shame I'm kind of just wrapping up this run and not really doing anything too significant. I'm very happy with how this one works. This is another build that I fall back on a lot. This is how I like to have my oxygen generators. So what we do is we flood the electrolyzer with 2 different liquids. So in this case, I've used petroleum on the bottom and salt water on the top. It doesn't really matter what they are, so long as they don't off-gas and they maintain liquid form at relatively high temperatures, like between 400 degrees. And what happens is the oxygen comes out of this tile, and because it's flooded, it separates this way, and the hydrogen separates this way. So it basically turns into an infinite gas storage because it never overpressurizes because the liquid's in the way. You have a large amount of liquid on these tiles, like over 100 kilograms of tiles, so it never actually displaces the liquid. And then all the oxygen just ends up down here, and you can cool that. I set up a bit of a bad cooling method on this run. I was trying to cool it like with brine as it comes out here, but that was actually quite intermittent. What I would recommend is just constantly running coolant through these and cool the whole storage, and then just use insulator pipes. That's much more consistent than whatever I did up here. And then the hydrogen, you generate enough hydrogen to run the whole setup, because you're getting 111 grams per second or 112 grams per second of hydrogen out of each electrolyzer. They're running 100% of the time, and that's enough hydrogen for... I mean, these consume... How much do these consume? I should remember how much these consume. 100 grams per second. So you're getting about 888... Yeah, about 888 watts out of these. And then you've got the 2 gas pumps down here that are more or less constantly running. You've got this gas pump which very rarely runs, and you've got the electrolyzer. So the combined actual power draw of this is... It's 840 watts at peak, but that peak is almost never reached. So you can run it off one hydrogen generator pretty easily. The temperature of the water going to the electrolyzers you want that to be as high as possible, because the water has a lot of thermal mass. The water has a specific heat capacity of 4.179 BTUs per gram per C. And yeah, the oxygen has a specific heat capacity of the same thing. Hydrogen has a little bit less. What was I thinking of? Why did I think there was less heat? Am I being dumb? You can make it smaller. Yes, I'm aware you can make it smaller. You definitely don't need to separate off each individual electrolyze like this. I like to do this in case one of them breaks somehow, and then I don't have to turn off all of my oxygen production at once. I can just turn off the one electrolyzer with this switch here. I have a manual switch here to turn each individual one off. And then I have some Atmo sensors that run these. There we go. Oh my god, it's a raid. Trevor Queen, hello. How you doing? What you been up to? I've just been explaining the oxygen machine I have in this game. We've been having some fun tonight. It's our base is pretty established, but we kind of overextended. We have 30 dupes, and we have loads of food. We've got loads of hatches and bristle blossoms. They're not growing at the moment, but yeah, loads of stuff. We have the Paku.
Hello there.
We have the Paku. We have the Paku in real life. They're not actual Paku, but they're little platties, and Whiskers is over there. Yeah. We have fish. We have lots of things. It got quite complicated, but the issue we were having was everyone leaves the base in their exosuits, and they were running out of reed fiber. Because all our reed fiber was coming from these plants down here, and they were getting too cold. You've restricted your ability to print anything other than duplicates. 5 of them perished today. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've seen people try that. I don't think I'm quite ready to do that. I can't remember the last time I killed a dupe, but that's just because I'm too scared to try. But yeah, no, that sounds like fun. But yeah, these weren't being cooled properly. For some reason, I have it set up so I've got cold polluted water going in here, and we're trying to heat it up with hot water from a water geyser. But that's not what you should do. What you should do is you should actually run the cold polluted water over the hot water until it gets to the right temperature, and then feed it to the plants. Because that conducts the heat a lot more effectively. But we did not do that. It's working now, but we're sending so much hot water through this to try and get it to actually conduct the heat that that we've cooked our bristle blossoms. So that's not quite working. So yeah, we were running out of reed fiber. We have a load of worn Atmo suits here. It's got up to like 18 suits. So it was almost at the point where we couldn't actually leave the base. And that's bad because we've left a lot of zones that are very dangerous. Like, it's just carbon dioxide down here. And this is just a big steam room with a volcano and a saltwater geyser in it. And also, we melted some uranium in here. I don't know why. I think that was Neo's idea. I don't recommend doing that. So yeah, but everyone's back in their suits now, and they are doing things again. And we hooked up all of the all of our different water sources. Our goal was to get this to actually work, which was basically just use the salt water to cool off the iron, turn it to steam, and then condense the steam back into water and liquid pump it out. And you can use steam turbines for this, but I wanted to try it the old-fashioned way just by running a pipe of cool liquid through here. So we've been running the brine from this thing, which comes out at -10, over here to get that to work, and it did work. We had a load of water. we let the pressure get way too high in here. So this was at like 4,000 kilograms per tile at one point of steam. So we condensed it all, and then pressure damage broke, and we had to fix it very quickly. So we have a big leak down here, but this is actually working now. And we occasionally run the metal refineries as well, but there's not a lot of there's not a lot of steam in here at the moment, so this is just getting hot. Thank you very much. Yeah, the base is all right. Yeah, thanks for coming along, and thanks for raiding. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I usually stream Mondays to Fridays, 7 to 11 GMT after my work. I'm in the UK. That's what I'm doing tonight. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks
So
for the follow.
what we're doing at the moment, thank you very much for the follow. There's Whiskers. That's actually what Whiskers sounds like in real life. That's like 100% confirmed. Yeah, look, we have a little fish. We have a little fish. Yay! Whiskers is happy. Thank you, Lolo. So Lolo requested that we build a fish farm. I like building this one a lot. So this is full now, so that's good. We've got our little fish in there. They ate from the feeder immediately. They will eat as soon as they're born, so make sure you don't have any seeds in there. You want a very small amount of algae in here, like 1 kilogram. Have a storage bin that you fill with your algae, and then have an auto sweeper go and pick that up. This is temporary. This is just to get the first tame paku. So then this fish will decrease in wildness at 15% per cycle. So I'm going to speed it up. We've got another 7 cycles or so before this becomes a tame adult, and then it starts laying eggs. And the setup we basically have is that all the normal fish in here will lay their eggs. They will get conveyed into this room here. If this room is empty, the chute will be open, so an egg will get dropped off. And if it isn't empty, then the eggs will go over here, and then eventually they will just flop back into this tank. Yeah, he's eaten from the feeder. He's a very well-behaved fish. These guys eat a lot of algae in real life as well. They actually keep the tank quite clean. Like I mean, Whiskers doesn't. Whiskers is just a big messy puppy, really. But the orange platies, they'll like to eat algae off the plants. And then I've got some hillstream loaches as well. They like to eat it off the tank walls. But yeah, fish do eat algae, confirmed. Which is good because it grows everywhere. And it's super annoying. But yeah, you want to feed it from algae initially, because if you feed it with seeds, it will eat a seed and then it'll be full for like 5 days, and it won't continuously eat from the feeder, and that is what actually allows the fish to become tame. Once you have the tame fish, they will lay tame eggs, and you don't need to worry about this, and you can feed them seeds, because you have a lot of seeds and you don't have a lot of algae usually. But you need to start it with algae. That's what I recommend. Yeah, we're actually getting some reed fiber now. We got this temperature kind of sorted out at the expense of our Bristle Blossoms, which is fine. We're still breaking even on food. Like, this has been about 1.8 million calories for a while. I might as well explain that quickly as well. So what we've done for our freezer this time, this isn't what I usually do. We just have this big block of polluted ice. So what we did is we filled this room. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, that's fine. What we did is we filled this room with carbon dioxide, and that just literally came from up here, from on the map. We just dumped it in there. We don't need these refrigerators, but we just have a conveyor chute that we drop all of our cooked food off at. And then we made a little 2-tile liquid lock here with a little blob of crude oil, a little blob of petroleum. And that seals it in. And then the dupes can get on the fire pole and they can grab the food from this tile without going through the liquid. So this door is actually disabled. They can't go in here. So because the carbon dioxide is so cold, because it's conducting the chill from this polluted ice through the metal tiles, and we have some temperature plates here as well. It keeps the food cold. And we just keep dumping it on this one tile, and they can access all the food in the colony. And I find that quite convenient. I do have an actual better freezer build that uses a thermoregulator. And I usually use that on my other playthroughs. I do have a YouTube channel where I post my previous runs. There's some even more impressive bases than this, where I don't almost die. And you can find a good freezer build there. I actually want to make a separate video just talking about the freezer, because it's like... I think it's a lot easier to set up a freezer than people think it is. But yeah, you find it annoying that you can't simply grow algae with fertilizer and water. Clay has clearly never seen a fish tank. Yes, this is one issue I have with the game. So there is a building called an algae terrarium, and what this does is it consumes algae to produce oxygen. What the algae terrarium should actually do is you should feed it, you should have water and feed it with something to produce algae that you can then feed to oxygen diffusers. The function of this building should not be to be a slightly more efficient oxygen diffuser. The function should be to turn other ingredients on the map into algae. Or at least that's just my thoughts. Like, it's so weird that you're consuming algae with the terrarium rather than growing it. But yeah, ran over. You like to keep your wild and your ranch fish separate. Don't want a wild egg in the breeding tank. Yes, that is sensible. You would definitely do that. What I normally do with this setup is I start by grabbing a random egg from outside. So I don't normally have a load of wild fish in here. I normally just start, tame the one fish, and then I never worry about the wild fish. Yes, we will end up with a few wild eggs in here. In fact, actually, now that you mention that, maybe I should just kill all of these fish. I mean, that's a problem that will solve itself in approximately 25 cycles. We can keep the algae thing here running until all the wild fish are gone, but it might actually just be easier just to move the fish. Or murder them, and then only end up with tame eggs. But I'm not a fish murderer. I'm just going to leave them be. So yeah, how's this going? Steam pressure in here is quite low. We're still dumping the brine in here, but at the moment that's the only liquid flow we've got. We've only got the 1.4 kilograms a second from the brine coming into this room. But once we run out of water in here, we've actually got some gases, some non-steam gases in here. When this room exploded, the vacuum seal kind of broke. I mean, this seal didn't break, but obviously the tank was cracked. One of the tiles got destroyed. So we have a little bit of polluted oxygen here, but that's fine. You also put them in one tile tank, so maybe don't listen to me. I kind of loathe packing. I mean, that is actually how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to just dump them into like a single tile. Like, you could just flood this. Like, you could just flood that and have an auto sweeper, I think, and it would be fine. But as a fish keeper, I am aboard the notion of keeping hundreds of fish in a single tile. I mean, this... Maybe that's something I should do one day, is actually get to the water planet and just fill it with fish. That would be a good objective. That actually might be a good objective for the max difficulty playthrough. We're actually going to end this playthrough today, and we're going to start a new playthrough once the new update comes out. Let me actually find the link quickly while we're looking at the base. Let me just have a quick look. So... not included patch notes. Where is it? It's on the forums. I should actually have a command set up for this. That's what I should have done. Right, here it is. Here we go. Yeah, so on the Clay forums, they are talking about the update to the game, and they're adding a lot of cool things. So I'm really looking forward to it. Anyways, back to the game. You've also been, yeah. I've seen a working Paku cool steam vent before. Yeah, that's true. I mean, let's see. The Pakus, what temperature do they like? I mean, obviously they change egg type depending on what temperature they're in. If they're in cold water, they'll lay gulp fry eggs. If they're in hot water, they'll lay tropical eggs. But they'll live up to 80 C. So I imagine you can have them next to a cool steam vent, and with just a little bit of cooling, or even just the environment dissipating the heat. So that's pretty cool. Alright, this is going to be dupe number 30. I said we were going to make the space for 30 dupes, and we're going to do it, damn it. These are not amazing dupes. These are pretty rubbish dupes. Who are we going to pick? I don't think I'd normally pick any of these dupes, because doctoring is not that useful once you have a doctor. We do. This guy has bottomless stomach. I mean, that's not awful. We have the calories. And then this dude just has a grab bag of skills, but he's got decreased science and machinery as well. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend picking any of these dupes. But we're going to pick the Doctor. We're going to bring Ellie and her love of glitter and unicorn stickers to the colony. And I guess we're just going to make you a Doctor. You know, because we have occasionally been scolding our dupes. It checks out. Let's get you building. Exosuit training for more dupes is nice. But yeah, that was why I kind of ran out of reed fiber as well, was because I had a load of dupes using exosuits without having suit sustainability training. Go for masks first, and then once you've got sustainable reed fiber, go for exosuits after your dupes have this skill at least. Is what I'd recommend. I.e., don't do it how I did it this playthrough. Yeah, you can have this. I really wish they would add a way to queue up skill points over time. That would be such a quality of life feature, because once you have so many dupes, it's just annoying constantly going back and forth to that screen. Right, so Ellie gets to go on that schedule. Your priority will be doctoring, and you have negative... So this is what you should do with dupes that have negatives in certain skills. Just turn them off. Your dupe doesn't need to do a skill they're bad at. You have other dupes in the colony. I think that was actually the only negative they had. So, yeah. Hey, live action pixel. It could be going better. I mean... Oh, hold on. What's happened here? Oh, we've dumped too much water in here. The base is doing okay, but we almost ran out of reed fiber because we had an issue with heating this up from this polluted water. So we almost got trapped in the base. But yeah, we fixed that issue. We've repaired all the Atmo Suits now, so we're getting reed fiber again. It's good. I think I've been consuming reed fiber making the classic cover buns as well, which I probably shouldn't have done in hindsight. But we have them now, so we'll give them to people. But yeah, we finished our volcano steam condenser thing. So we have an iron volcano here, saltwater volcano, the saltwater geyser erupts, and then there's an Escher waterfall here with the two gas layers. So that sends the liquid up here, and then it gets to the volcano, which is higher up. This doesn't overpressurize. The volcano heat, and occasionally some metal refineries heat it to steam, and then the steam wanders over here past this pipe full of cold brine. Well, it's usually cold. This is slightly more than usual. And gets condensed into water, and then we pump that to the electrolyzer. So just imagine there's like a brine geyser in here. So yeah, we got that working at last, and we just finished building a Paku tank. However, I have yeah, a slight issue. The water has overflowed here because I let this keep dumping water in here. We need to keep doing that to heat these up. So... I did not entirely think this through. Because if the thing is, if this overflows, then this fish, this baby fish here that's hiding underneath the auto sweeper, starts thinking this is one body of water, and then it gets overcrowded. Yeah, because it's uncomfortable with either the size of the pool or the number of other critters sharing it. So I actually just need to consume more water. I'm actually just going to shut this off for now. We need to find a different way of heating this up. But the problem is the water isn't getting consumed by these anymore either because they're too hot. Ah, what a catch-22. I think the very, very lazy thing I'm going to do is just make this deeper. So, deconstruct, please. Just deconstruct all the tiles. We'll just delay the problem indefinitely. We are going to start a new run when the new update comes out, which I think people think is going to be on Thursday. So someone wanted to see a Paku tank, so I just built a Paku tank. We made a load of coal-powered metal refineries, and I made like a load of steel that we're just never actually going to end up using. Yeah, this should help with that. So now the water levels dip back down, you are happy again. Your wildness is still decreasing, which is fine. I've only actually got half an hour left, so I'm actually gonna speed 3 it just so that we get this baby to full adult. Can you use solid tiles to seal the breeding tank? I can. That's probably what I should do now that this is all actually built. That's what I usually do, so let's do that. But yeah, that would prevent the fish from getting confused. But at the same time, I don't want to flood this because I have other plans for this area. Or I would normally have other plans for this. Oh, no. Build priorities. That was something I should have thought about. I didn't realize we were going to dig that first. Yes. Yes, build this. You're already building it. So there goes all the Paku. That's one way of solving the problem. Okay. Right, okay, let's actually be sensible. Don't dig that. Don't dig these. Don't dig this. Okay. That should prevent you from getting into further trouble. We still have loads of fish in here, that's fine. No. Why did I think you weren't going to do that? Oh, these poor fish. This map has just been a colossal mess. Like, from this room exploding and leaking all this water down here. It's just been... We're fine, we're fine. Right, build that ladder. I'm normally better at paying attention to that, but, oh well. So we've got a couple of fish left. Right, we'll seal this as well. The important thing is we still have the little baby in here and they're happy. We did, you know what? We did actually say that we were going to move all of the other fish out of here so that we didn't have wild eggs. So in a way, we've actually done that. So I think this was actually totally intentional, you know? And I've been deceiving you all. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, you're at least building it. God. And all the fish are just like, well, I'm leaving, see you. We're going to go home. Oh, they're not actually even going through here. We're just going to entomb all the fish. Is that what's going to happen? Well, we've certainly confined some fish. Yeah, there's a fish in there. I think we may have to attack the confined fish. So let's just do that. Poor little dudes. Can you use solid tiles to seal the breathing tank? Yes, so that's what we've done. Yeah, you can't use mesh tiles for this. And I guess it's irrelevant now anyways, because the fish is safely protected up here. I've got mesh tiles here because we were going to have the thing. Yes, moving the water was not. Well, we needed to lower the water level somewhat because we're pumping a load of water from here, and we need to do that to keep these plants growing, which we need so that people can keep leaving the base. So we need to turn that back on. I don't know why I stopped doing that. People can keep getting in their fancy suits, you know, because that's also very important. And yeah, let's speed it up again. Yeah, you're 1/3 of the way to being a tame fishy. So let's speed through it. Yeah, please turn that back on. Steam pressure is still quite low in this room. The temperature is going up. Because I think the heat from the Iron Volcano... I didn't do the maths on just the brine geyser plus the Iron Volcano. But I imagine the equilibrium temperature is quite high. So hopefully it won't melt anything other than the uranium. Why did I put uranium in here? Someone definitely told me to do that. But we've reduced the steam pressure now, so this should be erupting as normal. We've got another 25-ish cycles of use out of that. Yeah, the little blob of oil here is allowing the brine to just go up here when it's being dumped out of this loop. And I did this because this steam pressure was originally so high we couldn't use a liquid vent. So that's what we did to get around it. Yeah, we still got some fish in here. I don't think I actually want to make that any deeper, because then the auto sweepers won't reach it. Yeah, looks like these fish are all going to live a happy life elsewhere. This water in general is quite warm because that was all condensed steam from the volcano. So they should live. I guess we'll find out if we just see a load of random pacu fillet everywhere. Got some stickers. It's nice. Have they ended up over here? I don't think they have. It's fine. Yeah. Just keep speed throughing it for a little bit. I'm not actually gonna... Like, this is actually the final day of this run, so... I guess no more builds need to be done. Yeah, the natural gas room. So what we did was, we had a natural gas geyser in here. That was producing natural gas, and that was going into our infinite storage. And we have quite a lot of natural gas up here. I think all the oil actually, all the oil has actually left this area. We did have some oil here covering these vents, and it was working, but it looks like it's actually displaced completely now somehow. I don't know why, but this isn't working anymore. This natural gas room is just broken now. We were actually trying to use it to refine the leaky oil into petroleum, and we did manage to do that for a little bit. The temperature from this oil was manageable, probably because it was rain. You can only use one vent. Yeah, I've done this before. What I've actually done before is I've actually put the vent in the liquid lock, and that seemed to work pretty well, but we overfilled this liquid lock, so we didn't do that this time. Yeah, I had like 1,500 grams of oil in each of these, and it worked, but I think it's been deleted because we put in so many different gases when we were trying to purge this room. They got displaced at the same time. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Because what I was trying to do was I was trying to use the natural gas pressure to stop the polluted water from off-gassing. from these things. But once it broke, we couldn't really fix it. So now we just turn this off. But yeah, I think the takeaway from this run as well was the hatch ranch. This build was really good. Episode 4 of the YouTube playlist has me actually building this thing from the Steam guide, and it includes a link to the Steam guide. And the guy who actually made the guide for making this automated hatch ranch watched the video, and he left his feedback on that, so that was pretty cool. But essentially what it's doing is, we have the hatches in here, all the eggs get shipped out to this bit. If the room needs hatches because the hatch has died, the respective pneumatic doors open, and then they'll let a critter through. So if all the rooms have enough hatches, then this door will open. The baby hatches stay in this little bit here, and then when they're adults, they wander out. They'll wander in here, and then they'll get trapped in this room, and they'll drown if they're not needed. And all the eggs that we don't want, like the regular hatch, the smooth hatchling eggs, the sage hatchling eggs, get dumped in here as well. Because we only wanted stone hatches. We were going to feed the stone hatches magma from all of these magma volcanoes on this map. There's 16 magma volcanoes on this map. It's pretty nuts. You can find the map with this tool. That's my favorite website for this game. And the seed is here. So there's 16 magma volcanoes. We were going to feed all of that igneous rock to hatches, but we didn't quite get that far before the update. Oh yeah, so you've actually done this ranch build. Yeah, sadly homogeneous, you can't blend in a different genus of hatch. Yeah, that's true. And this is kind of working because we're kind of just letting the regular hatches starve, and we're switching it over to stone hatches. But yeah, you need to change it slightly to get it to run different critters. I think you could probably use the same build for Sweetles or Grubs, because they have the same walking logic, more or less, as the hatches. So I think you could do that here. But basically, when a hatch needs to be dropped off, this door will close, this door will open, the hatches will wander over here, and then through a series of automation shenanigans that I am not going to try explaining again, they'll end up in here and they'll get dropped in here. And this way, you're not wrangling any critters to try and get them back in. On a lot of my previous runs, I just had a room where I dumped all the critters, and then whenever the branches needed refilling, I would just wrangle them and put them in there. But that got old real fast when I was trying to do like hundreds and hundreds of critters. So I wanted a way to automate it, which is what this does. And then of course all the eggs are handled as well. And then we have different conveyor lines for the coal, the eggshell, the meat, etc. I believe the guys actually updated the guide as well based on some of my feedback, so that should be a really good Steam guide now. I don't know why I'm even bothering to do research. I think it's just to give the dupes something to do. Now, the actual reason was because we were generating all of our rad bolts with the manual rad bolt generator, and as far as I could tell, there's no way to automate this to turn off. So they were wasting a lot of uranium on rad bolts if we weren't researching. Normally we do something with wheezeworts or shine bugs, but we did not do that this time, which I don't think was a mistake. We do have a wheezewort over here that's helping get rid of the germs from this, and it is getting rid of the germs from this. I mean, this was helpful for getting the research done earlier, because we needed like the conveyor filter to get this to really work, and that needed radiation research. And same for like a few other things, like all the mechatronic stuff. Well, not all the mechatronic stuff, but like, let's see. We needed it for the conveyor receptacles as well. So we were using the conveyor receptacles to store the food for the hatches, and then auto sweepers would grab from there and put it in the feeders. Just so that we were distributing it evenly. what I used to do was I put chutes here and they drop the food on the ground. But then I noticed that it would always go to like the first one, and then half of that amount would go to the second one, half again, so a quarter for this one. But when you have the receptacles and they fill up like this, it eventually distributes it out evenly, which I like. Yeah, how old are you now? I'm meant to keep this on speed 3 because I've got to go fairly soon, and we want to see this. We want to see this fish grow up. They're almost an adult. We have a pacu fillet in here. Okay, so I guess an elderly fish ended up in there. Oh, hold on a minute. You not laying any eggs? You haven't laid any eggs yet. We don't actually have a second breeder fish in here. That will get dropped off. Oh no, I think what happened is we picked up a fillet and then the fillet got dropped in here. Yeah, I think I had a separate conveyor line for meat in the previous run, so that we didn't end up dumping all the meat in here. But whatever. Again, previous runs did this slightly better. Yeah, looks like some of them are still safe there. Don't honestly know where the rest of them went. It is possible that they died. That would be very sad. Oh, look. There we go. All the eggs hatched. So we've got a load of fry in here now. So they should all flop into the main tank now. There we go. Yeah, make your mind up. We got some gulp fries in there as well. There we go. Nicely done, lads. Probably a powered airlock under a rad bolt generator will control it. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. So you'd use the door. Yeah, you'd have a door underneath it, and then that would turn it on and off. Yes, that would have been a good idea. I could have probably moved this to fit the door here, so it would just turn this off. Yes, I'll remember that for next time. Thank you, Tony. I never normally do that, and I probably should. Right. Why do I keep speed wanting it? We're literally just waiting for the fish. So yeah, they're gonna turn into an adult very quickly. They're pretty much old enough. So they're 5 cycles old. I want to watch the fish do this. And no more dupes. We've got our maximum amount. And then we can sweep this up as well, actually. And yeah, what I tend to actually do with this room is, in the end, I'll make this a rec room, and I'll put the mechanical surfboard here. And then there's a place for dupes to actually surf and stuff. Because I struggle to fit that in elsewhere. Are we still dumping water in here? Oh, we're dumping water in here. We're dumping water in here. That's why this is happening. Okay. I did not entirely think that through. Whatever. Right. Anyways, I think you get the idea. I think I'm going to wrap it up here because I'm really not actually doing anything anymore. And yeah, that was the run. We got to about cycle 200. We're actually in a position where we could continue if we really wanted, but a few things broke. We broke our natural gas room in a way that's going to be very annoying to fix. Bristle Blossoms aren't really growing. This was supposed to be a temporary room, and we were going to make more hatch ranches down here. But we kind of depend on these plants to live now, and the maintenance... I set up this piping in a very silly way. and it would take a long time to undo it, and we might run out of reed fiber again. So that was not ideal. But yeah, we had some fun. We built an interesting volcano tamer that does actually work. And we built the automated hatch ranch, and that worked really well. And I think those are the main takeaways from this run. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. And I'm going to go find someone to raid, because I've actually got a load of people watching me for a change. But thank you for coming. Thank you for coming from the raid earlier, if you're still around. I'm usually on Mondays to Fridays, 7 to 11 at GMT-ish. I mostly play Oxygen Not Included, but I do also play Noita, and I'm going to be playing Noita tomorrow. I'm going to try and cast the final spell, the Giga Holy Bomb. We're going to try and find that. Yeah, I have Noita stuff on YouTube as well. So, let me go find someone. Let me go find someone to raid who's also playing this game. I'll see you in a minute. Right, I have not managed to find anyone else that I know who's playing Oxygen Not Included. But I'm gonna go raid Gorlath Streams. He occasionally plays Oxygen Not Included. He's playing RimWorld at the moment. Likes to play that sort of game. Chill guy. So we're gonna go head over to him. Thanks very much for watching again, and hopefully see you soon. We'll head over in a little bit. All right, we're heading over to raid Gorlath's RimWorld colony in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye for now.